Hey guys, I'm Ich, and I want to start this video by apologizing because about 3 months ago now, roughly, I created a poll in my sports videography community on Facebook, basically asking the members what they thought was the most difficult part for them of the whole video production process. And to my biggest surprise, the #1 answer ended up being finding a music track, which was extremely surprising to me because I didn't even put it as an option in the first place. Someone eventually added it in, and pretty much all the members after that picked that one. So I remember thinking at the time, this would obviously make a great idea for a video. But then I forgot, and here we are, 3 months later, I'm finally doing it. So today I want to first of all apologize for taking so much time with all this, and then I want to take you through my very easy process of finding the perfect music tracks for my sport videos. So first of all, I want to touch on when is the perfect time to pick your music track. Is it before you start editing? Is it after? Then I want to teach you how to properly browse through copyright-free music libraries like Epidemic Sound and ARTLIST, MELODIE, Soundstripe. Basically, if you have a tendency to just listen to one track after the other and just do that for hours until you eventually give up and just pick a track to get it over with, and you definitely want to pay attention to that part of the video because I'm going to show you how to pick the perfect track really quickly. And finally, I want to talk about the most underrated asset when it comes to music tracks for sport videos. And make sure to stick around till the end, especially if you don't already have a subscription to a copyright-free music library, because I have a promo code that will make that first subscription much more affordable. A lot of people think that once they've got all their footage and they're ready to edit, that's when they should pick a music track so that they can edit their video based on their music choice. Others feel like it's probably best to start the edit, go through your footage, maybe put a rough cut together, and once you know exactly what you're working with, now is the time to pick the perfect music track for your video. Both ways are right, like there's no wrong way, but for me, the perfect way actually starts way before that. You should ideally pick your music track before you even go out filming. Because once you have your music track in your mind, you know what type of flow you're gonna have, what type of pace, how fast your cuts are gonna be. You'll know if you need long, steady shots or if you need quick movements, quick zoom in and out, or maybe some focus pulling. You'll have a much better idea of what you're getting into before you even start filming. And not only is that gonna make your video better, but it's also gonna make your filming experience much easier. And when I'm filming B-roll footage during a training session or a pre-game warm-up, I might even transfer the music track on my phone and listen to it with my AirPods while I'm filming. So that, again, my camera movements and the duration of my shots are really on point with the flow of the music.
Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the shit by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share.
So now I want to teach you how to browse through online music libraries as quickly and as effectively as possible. You guys, if you've watched my previous video about music and hype reels, you know that I personally subscribe to Epidemic Sound, ARTLIST, and MELODIE. For the purpose of this video, we're going to use MELODIE because, well, spoiler alert, they have a lot to do with my promo code giveaway at the end. But all three platforms, they all have their pros and cons, and if you want to know why I use each of them, just watch my previous video. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're using a different one, even though I'm using MELODIE in this video. because when it comes to browsing through categories, the categories are always the same. The wording sometimes might be slightly different, but it's all done the same way. It's the same structure, so it's going to be very easy to transfer what I'm doing in Melodie to another platform. Okay, so first of all, before we start browsing, we need to know what type of video we want to do, because if you're doing a video that has a lot of dialogue, like a documentary, you probably want to tone it down on the music and pick something a bit more subtle. Where if you're doing a video that's all action, all vision, you probably want to double down on intensity and basically go for tracks that have a fuller sound, if that makes sense. More instruments and stronger beats, those type of things. But anyway, for the sake of this video, let's do it as if we're doing a typical sort of hyperreal video. So for me, there's 3 categories that I focus on. Typically, I will start by choosing the mood, then the purpose, and then the genre. As far as the other categories go, I still use the instrument one sometimes. Like if I'm looking for something a bit slower, then I might go specifically for a piano solo, for example, or just some acoustic guitar. But as far as BPM and the key, I don't know enough about music to sort of go as far as playing with those things, so I stay out of it. So if we go in mood first, typically, if we're going for a hyperreal, in my mind, I'm thinking movie trailer. I'm thinking the most epic movie trailer possible. We're talking superhero movies. We're talking any movie that includes The Rock, those sort of things. And I personally think you should pick at least 3. So I would go for epic, obviously. I will also go for dramatic, because you want a music that builds up that drama. And lastly, I would also pick building/escalating, because you want that build up in your track. You want the music to go slightly faster, you want the drums to be slightly harder, and you want it to build up into this ultimate climatic finish. Then once I've got my 3 moods, you can always add more, obviously, anything that fits the feeling that you're going for. But just for the sake of this video, let's keep it simple. I would move on to purpose. This is where typically everybody would choose sports, but I try to stay away from sports because I want my music and my video as well to stand out. Ultimately, I want to do a sports video, but it's a sports video that's been inspired by something else, whether it's an action movie or a documentary or a horror film, or even like sometimes like a wedding video if you're doing like slow motion. Doesn't matter, but it needs to be inspired by something else than just sports. Because if you're just looking at sports, then you'll just be doing the same thing every single time. So in this case, I would go, it's a pretty obvious pick, but I would go for trailer/epic. And lastly, in the genre category, I would pick, for this case, orchestral, because when it comes to hyperreal, I just feel that that's the best bang for your buck in terms of drama, in terms of intensity. So yeah, now that we've got these 3 categories locked down, I think we can go down and start listening to a few tracks. Yeah, that first track is good, but I just feel like it's a very slow build before any type of intensity actually happens. I don't want to have to wait 2 minutes before the action actually starts in my video. I don't have that kind of time, so let's pick something else. Yeah, that second one is good too, but it's a little bit too Pirates of the Caribbean for me. So yeah, let's try something else. Yeah, that one to me feels more like I'm going to a medal ceremony. So yeah, nah. I think the fourth one might be it. It's got everything I need. There's a build-up, there's a lot of intensity, there's heavy percussions. Yeah, I can definitely work with that. And by the way, if you're often doing the same kind of video, but you don't want to have to go through the same tracks every single time, instead of featured, you can change the menu to latest, and then all the latest tracks will be at the top. It'll make it a lot easier for you to listen to new tracks straight away. And the last topic for today is about the most underrated assets when it comes to music tracks, especially in sport videos. I'm talking about stems. If you don't know what they are, the word actually comes from stereo masters. They're basically different versions of the same track. So if we go back to the music track we picked earlier, all these different versions of the same track allow you to make it longer or shorter if you want, but mainly it allows you to keep the volume up so that we don't lose the impact of a track, but still be able to hear things like dialogues and sound effects and any other audio content that you might add on top of your music. And by the way, one of the reasons why I wanted to use MELODIE to do this demonstration is because every single track in MELODIE has stems that come with it. So now let me quickly show you how I can make the most of those beautiful stems.
Count 3, 1, 2, 3, count.
Thompson follows and Thompson dunks.
Olenek drives in.
Now Pingos. Another one. He's 5 of 7 from 3-point land. The finish from Birch. He got the shot off. Oh my God! For the first time in 14 years!
To me, stems are a bit like the audio version of color grading. It allows you to really fine-tune the look and feel of your video to exactly what you want it to be. So whether it's color grading or stems, once you get the hang of it, trust me, they're both a game changer. A bit like this new light behind me that I can actually control with this app on my phone. How cool is that? And speaking of game changers, I've got one of my own. I've been talking with the people of MELODIE and they agreed to give me an exclusive 20% discount on any MELODIE subscription. So basically all you need to do is click on the link in the description. That will take you to the MELODIE website, look at the plans, pick the one you want. By the way, they're already extremely cheap. I think the cheapest option, the YouTube option, is only $10 a month for an annual subscription. So if you pick that one and then you add the Beyond the Game TV promo code, if my math is correct, that will take the price down to only $8 a month for a full copyright-free music library with a great browsing tool and most importantly, the ability to work with stems. So on that note, I hope this video was helpful. If I missed anything or if you have any questions, make sure to ask me in the comments. If you want more information on the topic, I've got this video here that relates again to music and hype reel, so I definitely suggest you check it out. Otherwise, thanks again for watching. My name is E, and I hope I earned the privilege of your time.